the most important nutrient. What could that possibly be? Is it protein? Is it carbs? Is it fat? Is it a micronutrient? What is it? It's probably not what you think it is, but it is water. And most of us don't think of water as a nutrient because it's not something we get calories from, or we don't think we get any benefit like functionally from it. However, I want to kind of change your mind on that. Today, I want to talk about some facts, some roles, and some consumption guidelines when it comes to water. And I'm talking about water right now because I'm finding myself having a hard time getting my water in because it's cooler out. I'm not sweating as much, so I don't think about it. I'm not as hot, I'm not as whatever, but I still need to hydrate my body. So something about water, the reason why it is probably one of the most important nutrients we ever get in our bodies is because we can go 8 weeks without food. We can go 8 weeks without any kind of nutrients from our foods, from vitamins, anything like that. But we can only go days without water, right? Water is actually found in every single tissue and cell of our body. Water also makes up the bulk of our bodily fluids. Think of your saliva. Think of your lymph, the lymph fluid. Think of your blood. Your blood is mostly water. And also your cellular fluids and so forth to help get nutrients across. Now, water is important because it delivers our nutrients and oxygen to our cells, and it helps to transport waste out of our bodies and out of our cells, okay? It also cushions our joints and lubricates our joints. It acts as a shock protector. If we're not getting a constant or enough of water brought into our bodies, and I'm going to talk to you about how to make that water even more absorbable here in just a few minutes, but we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But we have to have that, especially as we're aging. And if you think about it in the winter, we tend to like creak a little bit more. Our bodies start to creak a little bit more. We start to feel the joints a little bit more. The other thing is that with COVID going around, and we know it's a respiratory illness or a virus, right? But water lubricates the oxygen so that we can have easier breathing. How cool is that, that water is that important to even the essential basics of us breathing and absorbing that oxygen? It also regulates our optimal body temperature, okay? So some consumption guidelines, and I got some notes because I don't want to forget them. These are coming from my nutritional therapy practitioner schooling and all of that, and I just want to make sure that I get these. So I have a little sticky note here just to remind me. But to help you get your water, the biggest bang for your buck, to make sure that you're absorbing that water into your body and not just flushing your kidneys out and everything, is to add a pinch of salt. And I don't mean any kind of salt. Stay away from the iodized salt. If you don't know why iodized salt was made, look it up. But I can give you an overview. The iodized salt was simply made and refined because we were scared of getting nuclear material near us, and the iodine would help our thyroids continue to function. So iodized salt, leave that aside. Your raw organic or raw, I don't think there's organic, but a raw sea salt, your Celtic sea salts, all of those kinds of things, just put a tiny pinch of that in your water, and it's going to help you with those nutrients in that salt. Is going to help you pull that oxygen into your actual cells, okay? Sip, don't chug your water. So when we think of us being thirsty, then we're obviously even more thirsty, but don't chug your water. Sip it throughout the day. And actually the next guideline is to not drink, or to drink most of your water away from meals. So I struggle with this. I struggle with this big time because when I sit down to eat, I'm having that waiter or waitress come to my table 4 and 5 times to fill up my water over a course of maybe an hour meal. And that is way too much water to be drinking in one sitting. So if I had stayed hydrated throughout the day, I would be able to not have to ingest all that. So what happens is if you take in too much water or liquid when you are eating, it kind of dissipates your stomach acid. And so you actually don't digest your food that you're about to eat properly. It doesn't actually get digested properly. The other thing I want to bring up is to drink enough water, but not too much. How do we know? Well, each person is bio-individual. The amount of water that you need every single day is different. The water that I need is different from you every single day as well. So what is the guideline? Most people can, in a consensus, agree that if you can get 5 clear urinations a day, you're hydrated. That's it. 5 clear urinations a day. Now, that may seem like, oh, I'm peeing all the time. I'm constantly running to the bathroom. Well, like the meme says, the more you're going to the bathroom and the more you drink your water, the less you have to worry about anybody else's business, right? So just know it's a fact of life that if you are so stressed and so busy that you can't stop to go to the bathroom, and you're depriving yourself of water, you're depriving yourself of nutrients, that maybe there is a lifestyle change or habit need to be changed with that. So drink enough water, but not too much. And then also make sure your water is as clean as you can get it. You know, if you have a filter in your refrigerator, just make sure you change that regularly. If you have money and you're into like the Berkey filters, those are super bougie, super expensive. I have no science that says X, Y, and Z about it, but people do recommend those, but they're really expensive, and water should not be expensive. Clean, good water shouldn't be expensive. I think my refrigerator filter is expensive enough, right? So just do what you can. If you can't afford a filter, fine. Learn how to make sure that your water is, you know, like I said, the pinch of salt. Make sure that you're getting the proper nutrients absorbed in. I hope this helps you understand why the habit of adding water to your life is very vital. Have a good day.